do this experiment over and over again, and I'm going to keep track of the trials and the calculation. So you can watch. The more I do it, you can see I've done it 318 times now because I started it last class. Look at how close I get to pi. So we're going to get up to 500 trials, and then we'll take a look at the results. Well, today we're celebrating Pi Day. Unfortunately, we didn't get to do it yesterday because we had a snow day, but we carried it over. Mrs. Knight does a great job here. She's our 8th grade math teacher, and she's written an endowment grant to get some pies here. We make a big deal out of 3.14 as a significant number in math, and it's the most famous of all the irrational numbers, and we celebrate it in some different ways. Obviously, we do celebrate with having a piece of pie, which the kids enjoy. And again, Mrs. Knight is the one that coordinates that. We did a little experiment approximating pi. It's called the Fahn's needle problem. And he discovered this years ago using a needle and a lined piece of paper and simply dropping the needle onto the paper and recording whether or not it crosses. And when you do a slight calculation with that, and if you do it enough times, we did it 100 times, you get pretty close to pi no matter what. And it's kind of a nice way for the kids to discover pi, because they all know that pi is the circumference divided by diameter, but there's a number of different ways to calculate it, and we try to find those different ways. It is a random experiment, but it converges to, if you do it enough trials, it'll converge to 3.14, which is pretty amazing. There is a mathematical explanation behind it, but probably don't have enough time to go through all that.
We did this activity where we had toothpicks and dropped them and then counted if it was crossed or not. Well, we had a piece of paper and it had stripes on it, and then we took toothpicks and dropped it, and then if it was on or not, and then we did percentages for it and then found out the percentage was close to pi. Well, it's a long process. It's kind of hard, not that hard, but we take a fraction, and then you have to divide the fractions by what you got for the cross. I'm not very good at explaining things, but and then you divide the percentages that you got, and then to see if it's close to 3.1415. Well, Mrs. Knight, I think she's a math teacher, but she got pie for everyone. There was apple and chocolate, and I got chocolate.
It's Pi Day, and we're doing experiments to see how close you can get to the number of pi. This is a new thing that we have been learning. The pie I got was pretty good, and I got chocolate.